Let's jump right in and set up our environment. In order to write scripts using the Selenium WebDriver Java client, we'll need the following: the Java programming language. For this course, we'll use version 10 or higher. We're also going to use the IntelliJ editor to write our code. You can use a different editor if you like, but all of the examples in this course will be done in IntelliJ. Selenium WebDriver can be executed against all of the major browsers, but in this course we'll use Chrome. So we need the Selenium Chrome driver executable, and we'll also need the Chrome browser itself. The links for each of these can be found in the resources section. Let's begin. We're on Oracle's website, and this is where we can download Java. We see here that there are multiple versions. There is Java 12, as well as Java 11, and Java 8. So we need Java 10 or greater for this course. If you already have 10 or greater, then you're fine. You don't need to download this again. If you don't have any of that, then let's go ahead and get you set up. Let's use 12. If by the time you take this course 12 is no longer there, that's okay. Java 11 is the long-term support version, so that one should still be there for at least 3 years. So pick whichever one you want. For now, I'll just pick this one. We press the download button, and here we see that there is some information about the licensing. So for the purposes of this course, and also if you're just using this for test automation, then you are fine to download this. However, if you're using this for production development or plan to ship with this, then please read this carefully and decide on how to proceed. So again, for this course and the purpose of just doing test automation code, we're fine to download this. So we'll go ahead and accept the license agreement after reading, and you'll see that there are multiple versions. So there's some for Linux, for Mac, and for Windows. So I am going to download this one. So we click here, begins the download. So I have it downloaded. I double clicked on that file. Again, I'm on Mac. And so I see here that I can install this. I double click on this package, and now I have an installer here. So let's just go through the steps. And we click install. You'll need to enter the password for your computer. And these will be different steps if you're using like Windows or Linux, but just follow the prompts. There's nothing special that we're doing or selecting. Okay, the installation has succeeded. Great. The next thing we're going to do is to install IntelliJ, which again will be the editor that we write our code in. So there are multiple operating systems supported: Windows, Mac, and Linux. So choose the operating system of your choice. And then there are also 2 options here, one that says Ultimate and one for Community. So the Ultimate is for web and enterprise development. There is a free trial, but then you'll need to purchase it. Or you can use the Community Edition, which is what I use. So this one is free and open source. So you just click download. Don't worry about this form, it's already downloading. Once it's finished downloading, just double click on that file. Again, this will be different if on Windows, but you'll still have an executable that you can use, and it'll walk you through. For Mac, all we need to do is to drag this over. I actually already have IntelliJ installed, so I'm not going to drag mine, but for you, you would just do a drag and drop to move that over, and then follow any prompts that you have. Again, we're just using default options, so nothing special there. So next we're going to install the Chrome browser if you don't already have it installed. If you already have Chrome, you're fine. Don't worry about this part. If not, go ahead and click the download button, and this may be a different operating system if you're not on Mac. So again, we just downloaded. Once the file has been fully downloaded, you simply follow the instructions here on how to finish the install. Finally, we want to download Chrome Driver. So this is the WebDriver for Chrome, which is the browser that we'll be using. It has to match with whatever version of Chrome that you're actually using. So go ahead and check your version of Chrome. You can click on this and Help and About Chrome. So there we can see what version of Chrome that you're on. I'm on version 75, so I'm going to need to get the Chrome driver that corresponds to this version. On this page, I see that if I'm using Chrome version 75 to download this Chrome driver, so I click that link, and then again, you have operating system options. So I'm on Mac, I choose this one. If you're on Linux or Windows, you choose the one for you. So I download this zip file, and let's look inside of that zip. Okay, so I have this download. I'm just going to double click it to unzip it. If that doesn't work for you, you may need an unarchiver or something to unzip your files. You'll need to just search on Google for a way to unzip your files on your operating system and get a program to do so. Hopefully you already have one installed. So when I double click this, it expanded, and this is the executable file that was inside of this. If you're on Windows, this will say .exe. Otherwise, it just says Chrome driver, and that's perfect. We'll just keep this. Remember where it's stored because we'll need to move it to a new location in a little while. Okay, let's open the IntelliJ editor that you've downloaded. Yours may have a different version. That's perfectly okay. Like I said, I already had my version. So we're going to create a new project. So click here. And it gives you some options here. We want to create a Maven project. If you want to use Gradle, that's fine as well. However, in this course, we'll be using Maven. For the project SDK, make sure that you're using one that's 10 or greater. So I have 10 and 11. I downloaded that 12, so let's go ahead and choose the 12. Now I'm going to just click Next. In here, they're going to ask you for a group ID and an artifact ID. For my group ID, I'm just going to say Test Automation U. You can make this whatever you want. And then for the artifact ID, that's the project, we'll just say WebDriver _Java. And then click Next. Next, it will ask you the location. Choose wherever you want, maybe outside of the download somewhere you can make a new directory. So to do that, you simply type it in, or you can click here to browse. So I'm going to put mine in my workspace, and I will put it under Test Automation U, and then WebDriver Java. Once you have decided on your location, go ahead and click Finish. You'll get a prompt if this is a new location and it says the directory does not exist. That's great because I want a new directory here. This is asking would you like us to create it. You say OK. So here we see our project has opened. And we have a couple of pop-up here. This one is just explaining that Java 12 comes with some experimental features that have not yet made it to the library officially. Just go ahead and click Accept. Then there's another pop-up here that says Maven projects need to be imported. And there are two options, import changes or enable auto import. Let's click the enable auto import. The next thing we want to do, go ahead and close this so that this is big for us to see. Now there are a couple of things we want to add into here. The first thing we want to add is the properties. So we are going to let IntelliJ know to compile our code using Java 12. To do that, I'm going to paste this bit of code here. This is available in the resources on GitHub and also in the transcript. So if you want to copy this, you can do so as well. The next thing we want to do is to add dependencies. Because we're using Selenium WebDriver, there is one dependency that we need right now. We're using the Chrome driver one, so that's the Maven dependency. Let's go out to Maven and grab it. So I've supplied the link for the Maven repository in the resources section below, And I've come to the Selenium Chrome driver version 3.141. Deselect the include comment with link, because I don't need that. Now we just copy this and let's go back to our project. Okay, let's paste this under the properties. And we notice we get a little error. That's because this needs to be in dependencies section. So let's make a dependencies section. And when you start typing, it should autocomplete for you. So just select that one. And then we're going to cut this and put it in between the dependencies and the closed dependencies tab. So this is our POM file. We want to go over here and you can click on Maven and let's make sure that the dependency is there. And yes, we see Chrome driver 3.141. Perfect. If this is not there, then you can just click on this to re-import, and then that will read from here and that should go ahead and download your dependency. Okay, once you have your dependency, you can go ahead and close that view. And there's just one more thing that we need to do to get set up. So remember we downloaded the Chrome driver executable. We want to put that inside of our project. So go ahead to the project view, click project here, right click on the project name, and we are going to say new directory. And let's call this resources, lowercase, and click OK. So this will create that directory for you. Next, we're going to move that Chrome driver executable into this directory. So here, I'm just going to drag this over here to the resources directory, and that will add it there. We see a pop-up and it asks us if this is where we want to move it. We say okay, and it's there. And that might take a little while for that all to process. That's okay, just be patient. Okay, so now we're all set up. Meet me in the next chapter and we'll begin writing code.